Greetings, Belgian in time and space! It's your host, TheAmariaShadow, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back once again to the more of Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. We're going to continue right in the last live stream. We are possibly in the last portion of episode 5, Turnabout Ablaze, so we're going to finish up the first half of Ace Attorney Investigations Collection by completing this episode. So without further ado, let's get started on the way to today's adventure and see what's in store for us. Along thee! Also, oh god, I slept on my neck wrong, so it's like, I'm going to try and get through this as fast as possible because having this headset on my head is killing me right now. Oh. It's like, I can't really get the crick in my neck to calm down. Ow! And the calm down is like barely twisting my head, just sends nothing but pain up my neck and up to the top of my head. Ugh. And I can visibly feel it every time I try to twist my neck. It's like, it's horrible. I wish I had a better bed. Wish I had a better bed. Wish I had better pillows. March 15th to 11 a.m. Theatre Neutralis lobby. I can't believe it, sir! Extraterritoriality! Yes, and there's nothing we can really do about that. In the end, we didn't have enough authority to bring him to justice. I can't believe that even though we know he's the boss, we can't lay a finger on him! I know. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, sorry to skip out on you, but I've got some business to take care of. If we can't even give an evil guy like him a slap on the wrist, then what the heck were laws created for? What good are they? If the law can't help us, then I'll go ask the Yatagarasu and take care of this myself. Don't you dare! Mr. Edward. Sorry, that was a bit too harsh. I know how you feel, sir. We're trying to take on an ambassador after all. And he did tell us earlier to get out of the theater. This is kind of their country, I guess. But I feel like I've been slapped across the face for just doing my job. What am I going to do? Should I retreat for now and formulate a better plan of attack? Come on, everyone, we can't give up yet. Okay. I want you to think about something for a sec. We never let up for even a second, and as long as we don't stop investigating, we might find the rotten treasure hidden here. She's right! Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. You're right, Kay. Very well. Let us reopen the investigation and see what we find. Come on, Kay. Right behind you. Okay, then I'll go check out Babel a bit more, sir. And I have something that I need to investigate further in Alabast. Now then. Before I gather any more information, I should do a bit of housekeeping. Passion Flower's data erased from my organizer. Ambassador Alba seemed agitated over something. I sense that there is something he doesn't want us to investigate. I wonder why. There are two special circumstances that surround the ambassador. First, the embassy itself has extraterritorial rights. If something happens on Alabastian soil, we are unable to illegally prosecute it. Cool, it sounds like embassies are the perfect place to steal whatever you want. And murdered the Master Second on a smuggling operation and made counterfeit bills, apparently. But I thought all the counterfeiting was done by Mr. Koken in Babel. Yes, he apparently used the embassy's coupon printing press to do it. But it's the same story over there anyway. Babel also has extraterritorial rights. Which brings me to my next point. The ambassador's extraterritorial rights. Those rights are effective even if in our own country. Really? No matter what happens, he can never be tried in our courts. He retains some very special rights indeed. Basically, no matter what wrongs he may commit, we can't bring him to trial here. So I guess we really don't stand a chance, do we? We might stand a chance if we can somehow nullify either one of his special rights. Okay, let's do some logic. Alright, firstly, we got the renovations. And we definitely need to connect this, because this right here definitely comes together. We know that the counterfeit bills were printed using the embassy's press, but necessary materials such as the Babalese ink and paper must have been hidden in a secure location. But what do you think would have happened if the renovation had begun? Well, he probably had to find a better hiding place or get rid of it all. Right, so we can assume that the renovation was the cause of the plate and bills disposal, and the reason Mr. Koken was killed as the ringleader of the smuggling operation. Based on what we know, who do you think was the one with the most to gain? Well, Kirkus Alba, of course, is the one person who has been erasing all evidence of the smuggling operation. From both embassies, the co-conspirator who is mopping up, Ambassador Alba. Ambassador Alba had a very strong motive to kill Manny Koken. And now it's, this is easy. Agitated Alba, a motive to kill, Koken. He had a motive. The cause of Ambassador Alba's agitation, the rotten treasure we may find, and the motive for killing Mr. Koken. Miss Yu said it herself that she didn't kill anyone tonight. If we were to take her words at face value, then the reason for the ambassador's nervousness can only be one thing. He didn't want us to discover the real circumstances under which Mr. Koken was killed. Then you mean Ambassador Alba is the real killer? But I thought the two of them were friends. Maybe they were, but what if Mr. Koken was the one who first betrayed their friendship? Oh, I get it. Wasn't Mr. Koken pushing really hard for Mr. Polano to be ambassador after the reunification? Yes, and that was the real reason why he wanted to steal Alabast's Primaduck statue. So Mr. Koken hired Damas II to go steal it for him. But when Ambassador Alba found out what he was up to, he killed Mr. Koken? It is definitely a possibility at this point. Those two really were thinking of no one but themselves. But the question now is, how did he do it? Ambassador Alba was in Alabast, but Mr. Koken's body was discovered in Babel, right? Right, and that is what we must solve next. Ah! This was taken just before the two ambassadors gave their bouquets to the Steel Samurai. Wait, is it just my imagination? Or is there something in this picture that I've seen before? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Wait, what about... Yeah, this! Right here! It appears to be a bouquet of Persian cyclamens and roses. Wow, you even know the exact species? I never would have figured you for an expert on flowers. It's all because of those flowers that old lady sends me every month. Just look at me, I sound like some sort of botanist. So, what exactly is this yellow flower here? That one. I'm not sure. What? You don't know? As far as I can recall, I've never seen a flower like this before. But I feel as though I've seen this shape somewhere before. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Yeah, it looks like the the design on the Alabastian knife. Eureka! Babel's national symbol is the butterfly, and Alabast is the flower. It would appear that someone is employing the old hide a tree in a forest trick. What are you mumbling to yourself about? Wait, what? The handle on this... Ah! Yes, it's the handle that was supposed to be on the blade that killed Mr. Koken. The weapon that killed him was carried through the Theatre Salad, in the very bouquet Ambassador Alba was carrying. The flower motif. Looks like one of the flower petals is missing. Ooh, and take a look at the weapon itself! It's missing the exact same petal! The knife in this photo is most definitely the same as this murder weapon. I believe we now understand why Ambassador Alba was so nervous and agitated. It must have something to do with where Mr. Koken was killed, a place where the Alabastian ambassador was likely to meet the Babalese Mr. Koken. The place where Ambassador Alba happened to have committed the murder is... Well, there's only really one place that it could be. And it could be because This, it wouldn't make sense if he killed him over in the embassy of Babel, because that's, well, Babylese soil. So the only place that makes sense is the Theatrum, right? Which is neutral territory.
Take that!
The only place that makes sense is here, at the Theatrum Neutralis. What? Here? The Goodwill event was being held here today, correct? So the only place that both of them would have been in is here. But if that's the case, then everything changes. This theater isn't actually Alabastian land, so that wipes out one of those extraterritorial rights he has. It makes logical sense, in which case it is a reason for us to investigate further. So what should we check out? Let's see. I believe we should check the immigration records for both Alabast and Babel post-haste. Babel's records should be easy to obtain. However, the problem will be Alabast. I wonder if they would allow us to see their records despite the order.
Objection!
I'm already one step ahead of you, Miles Edgeworth. Francisco. I have here the security footage for both Alabast and Babel. You would do well to take a look at its contents. You move fast. Avant Karma strives to be perfect in every way. It's not in my nature to keep on retreating like this. I took the liberty of looking over the Babel investigation reports as well. From now on, you will make no excuse to back down or say that we can't solve this case. I'm sorry about earlier. We won't be beaten. Because my cute little subordinate is going to try his very best, isn't he? Haven't she patronized me enough already for a lifetime? So this video contains footage from Alabast's immigration screening area. I really hope there's something in here that we could use. 5:21 p.m. Perkis Alba at 5:22 p.m. The Steel Samurai at 5:23 p.m. Which minute's footage should I examine? I think the one that is definitely the most odd is this one, the 5:23 p.m. one. Maybe the push cart? Doesn't something about this lump's shape strike you as odd? Huh? Isn't it supposed to be in this shape? No, there is clearly something odd about the walls. If only we have the push cart itself, we can compare and confirm my hunch. Oh no! Did he use Larry as an accomplice? And the body was inside of the push cart? Next, so let's check the footage from Babel's security camera. Hope it shows us something good. 5:25 p.m. Phooey, there wasn't a single sign of a suspicious person or anything. That right there is the contradiction. Huh? Did I miss something? You didn't miss anything. Because there was nothing to miss. However, what is missing is the image of Mr. Koken entering his own country. But wasn't his body found in Babel? It would appear that the true face of our final puzzle has finally revealed itself. Oh, Ambassador Alba! I thought I had asked for you and your group to vacate the premises, Mr. Edgeworth. Actually, I thought I should let you know that this theater sits on my country's soil. We've had your fun. I've enjoyed our little game. I dare say that you've even achieved a new high score. However, once you've recorded the score, that same game can never be replayed again. You understand what I'm saying? Your game is done and it's game over.
Objection!
No! Where do you think you're going at this time of night? After admitting to my crime, I was overcome with regret. So I'm heading to the airport now to return home. I'm afraid I can't let you do that. There are still too many issues we need to discuss with you. You can't stop me, Miss Edgeworth, and you know it. Ah! Please, may I have a little bit of your time, Ambassador Alba? Ambassador Paleto! Even a teeny tiny bit is fine with me. The already strained relationship between our countries is in a precarious situation, you know. Very well, if you insist. I will play just one more round with them and see what they want. Not that they'll get any farther. Ambassador Polano, Mr. Edgeworth, all I wish is for the normalization of relationships between our two countries. There is one person standing in the way of that dream. I believe in you. We'll do what's right. Thank you for your vote of confidence. Now then, what was it you wanted to ask me about? I do have a flight to catch after all, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to limit you to just one question. That's more than enough, because I only have one question anyway. I want to hear your alibi, and how you couldn't have killed Mr. Manikoken. Oh, I see. You seem to have a good hand this time around. This should be fun. This really is the very last chance we have to bring him down. I won't allow even an atom-sized contradiction to slip by. And that's now my alibi. Frankly, I still don't understand why I am being placed under suspicion here. Under your hypothetical scenario, Mr. Koken and I were fellow smugglers. But to get to the point, I was in Alabasta the whole time. So it's simply not possible for me to have killed him in Babel. That is my alibi. So that is your alibi? That is correct. It's simply not possible for me to have committed a crime in Babel. Now that we cleared that up, I'd appreciate it if you would move out of my way. I said hold it! What is it this time? I thought I told you I'd only allow one question. You did, but you still have yet to really answer my one question. What? Until you tell us the truth, I will refuse to budge an inch from where I'm standing! Very well. I'll play with you just a little longer. Miles Edgeworth, as my subordinate and representative of this country's prosecutors, you are forbidden to lose. Of course, that is something I've understood from the start. That guy's the one who ordered my father killed, isn't he? Yes, I believe so. The goal of the first Yakuratsu was the capture of the smuggling ring's leader, my father and Uncle Bad. Their legacy will live on, through me. So that's why we've just got to catch him, okay? We will, I promise. Now, Ambassador Alba, let's have at the truth now, shall we? No matter how many times you ask, my answer remains the same. Frankly, I still don't understand why I am being placed under suspicion here. Under your hypothetical scenario, Mr. Koken and I were fellow smugglers. Yes! Hold it! It's not a hypothesis. Earlier we proved it to be what happened. Well, let's leave that to one side for now, because it doesn't change the fact that I have no motive. Oh, so you really had no reason to kill Mr. Koken? If you want to suppose I had one, then why not? I'll indulge you. After all, this is nothing more than a silly game to me. Even if that's how you see things, I'd appreciate it if you would take me seriously. I'm sorry. I suppose you are in a bit of a pickle. Very well. A game is no fun if the playing field isn't level. Therefore, I formally claim that I have no motive to kill. Now let's see you disprove it. How can he stand there looking proud when he knows he killed another human being? So I'm not going to stand by and just watch him get away with his crimes. In that case, what motive would I have had to kill my co-conspirator? Easy. This! Objection! If you want to know, I believe you did have a motive to kill. It was because Mr. Koken had betrayed you. But you had your own reason too. Namely, you wanted to pin the smuggling all on him. Evil begets evil. And because you were trying to test each other, it turned into this mess! I don't believe this. You have a bad penchant for telling tall tales, Mr. Prosecutor. And if you're not, then I suppose you have some proof to support your argument. I never used guesswork in moving my cases forward. It has been proven that this note was written by Mr. Koken's hand. Shall we take a look at it? The contents of the note is a request call for the theft of Alabast's Primadonna statue. By killing him and pushing all of the guilt for the smuggling onto him, you walk away spotless. I believe you understand what I'm driving at. You had more than a few reasons to kill him. Are you finished with your hypothesizing? Excuse me? Let's suppose I did have a motive. Even so, a motive or a thought alone can't kill. Isn't that right? I didn't expect him to resort to playing the semantics game with me. It appears that this is where the real battle will begin. Now then, if you will excuse me. Wait! What? I told you at the very beginning, didn't I? You only get one question. Ah! Ambassador Albert, if you could please give us just a little bit more of your time. It doesn't matter what kind of man he was my subordinate, which is why I would like for us to figure out the real cause of his death. That is something for Babel to figure out. It's something to which I have no relation to. Now he's even turning down a request from Ambassador Paleno! Very sorry, but it seems that now even my voice falls on deaf ears. There's no need for you to apologize, Ambassador Paleno. You must find some way to stop him from leaving! It seems there are no further objections. In that case, please allow me to return home. Hold it right there, Ambassador Alba! K? Like I said, Mr. Edgeworth, the Yatakarasu's legacy will live on through me. Yes, but how do you suggest we stop him from leaving? You just leave that to me. Ambassador Alba, do you recognize this? No. Why should I recognize that tattered old organizer? Wait, where have I seen that before? That is a clue my father, Byron Faraday, left for us. Did you say Byron Faraday? Mr. Faraday, organizer. Don't tell me this is the one from the second KG8 incident. The one in which he wrote about the Yatakarasu's key? Yes, this organizer belongs to the prosecutor you had Miss Yu kill 7 years ago. I have no idea what you are talking about. You say that like it was related to me. Beside this organizer, he wrote up every detail of every evil thing you did. What an amusing little girl you are. But that sort of trickery won't work on me. If you won't believe me, then take a look at this. Hey, what is that toy there? Bats! This thievery device was used by the Yatakarasu, or rather, by my father. 7 years ago, he used this when he snuck into this embassy. What? These two pieces of evidence that hold information the Yatakarasu dug up on you. If you go home now, I won't hesitate to send it all to Alabaster, right behind you. Little girl, get to the point. I want you to go up against Mr. Edgeworth one more time. If you win, then I'll hand over these two pieces of evidence. Yatakarasu! Ever that thorn in my side! Okay, does that organizer really contain any information on his dirty dealings? There's nothing case-breaking, really. Oh, then it was just a bluff. Even if it was, we still can't let all the info my father and Uncle Bad found go to waste. Plus, just the existence of Little Thief is troublesome enough for him. Those two pieces, aren't they keepsakes of your father? It's okay. I believe in Mr. Edgeworth. He'll come out on top in the end. Okay. When the going gets tough, someone's got to be there to put the wind back in your sails. After all this time, you're still quite the feisty one. I applaud your powerful nature. I refuse to lose this too. Drink me some water. Ambassador Alba, you won't be returning home until you give us further testimony. How dare you all? Barring a person like me. Ambassador Alba, your testimony, if you please. Alright, but this is the absolute last. Then, even if you use all the power of Ambassador Paleno's office, you won't stop me. I can't let this opportunity K has created for me go to waste. Alba's Alibi, Part 2. The last time I met with Mr. Cloakin was here at the Theatrum Neutralis. After that, I was in Alabas the rest of the time, as I stated earlier. In any case, I did not see Mr. Koken again after that. So you see, there's no time span in which I could have killed him. Wouldn't you agree? Now, since you people were practically begging, I'll allow you to question me. What an arrogant old man. Yes, but no matter. We can't allow this chance to escape us. I will warn you, though, you've reached the end of my patience. Waste my time with any inane questions and you will be punished. So any needless pressing or presenting will hurt our case. In that case, the only thing you can do is to present correct evidence. Understood? Of course. I only intend to let him intimidate me. I know Mr. Coker was killed before he returned to Babel. In which case, there is only one statement to which I need to present the evidence. Last time I met with Mr. Coker was here at the Theatre Neutralis.
Objection!
I'd like you to take a look at this picture. It's a rather nice picture, isn't it? Stubborn piece of shit. It was to commemorate the restoration of relationships between our nations. Oh, it's commemorative, all right. One that captures the proof I need to show that it was you who committed the murder. Come again. This is the knife that killed Mr. Coker. I see you recognize it. As well you should, for it was you who brought it to this theater. You hid it in among the flowers you were to give to the Steel Samurai. Meaning that you killed Manny Coker here at the theater. It's time for me to catch my flight.
Objection!
We're not through yet! Game over for you, Mr. Edgeworth. But I thank you for the entertainment. No matter how passionately you orate, the end result will still be the same. You won't be returning to this country ever again. That's right. This man is an ambassador. He has extraterritorial rights. No matter how hard we chase after him, we won't be able to have him tried in court. Yes, that's exactly the face you should be making. The face of a worthless cub. No! Now then, ladies and gentlemen, I must bid you farewell. The court! Is there no one who can lay a finger on this man? Is this really the end? Agent Lang! Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Prosecutor. Get out of my way! My plane is scheduled to take off soon. Sorry, but you're not going anywhere, Mr. Alba. I'm through playing games with you people. You can't touch me. If you do, it would spark an international incident, Agent Lang. Sorry, but no, it wouldn't. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Good job holding the fort down here until I got back. So, Mr. Alba, your diplomatic immunity has just been revoked. What do you mean, revoked? Spare me this nonsense, and let me through.
Not so fast!
Lang Z says, before aiming for the throat, chew the neck shield off first. Interpol headquarters at the Imperial household at the Kingdom of Alabasta. Took a while to get things rolling, but they finally moved on it. The Imperial household? You! What have you done? You have been relieved of your duties as ambassador, Mr. Alba. What? 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 Effective today, effective right now. And you have Mr. Prosecutor's videotape to thank for this. The video the Yatagarasu protected. You can't be arrested simply because you're an ambassador. In that case, I thought I'd strip you of that title. You underestimated me, a descendant of the founder of detainment philosophy, Lang C. 4,000 years of deeply entrenched connections and networks around the world have really paid off. It can't be! I don't believe this! My ambassadorship has been revoked! Looks like you're finally coming to grips with your new standing. Woohoo! Looks like he's turned docile again. Probably in shock from the loss of his shield. What a shame. I had so wanted to use my whip on him. Why is this happening to me? I'm just a hard-working, honest ambassador. You really think you can still pull that on us now? You've already ripped away the mask and seen for who you really are, Mr. Alba.
Objection!
No! I won't be stopped now. He still intends to fight us? So what if I am no longer an ambassador? You still don't have any evidence on me. The fact remains that you cannot arrest me. I'd expected no less from you, the boss of the smuggling ring. Well, the rest is up to you, Mr. Prosecutor. Understood. You say that I killed Mr. Koken in the theater. But even if it's true that there was a knife in my bouquet, I left that bouquet in the theater, so anyone could have taken it out from there and used it, right? Besides, the claim that he was killed here itself is odd. After all, wasn't his body discovered at Babel? Are you claiming that I carried his body all the way over there? Preposterous! I'll be the one to prove whether it's preposterous or not. Ex-Ambassador Alba, are you ready? Because this is no game. This is war! Alba's Alibi, Part 3. I killed Mr. Koken in this theater using a knife that was stuck in my bouquet. I left that bouquet in the theater. Anyone could have taken the knife from there. Besides, Mr. Koken's body was discovered at Babel, right? There's no way for me to have transported his body from the theater to Babel. Look, don't you think you've had enough fun with me? You've already stolen my ambassadorship from me. Would you have me surrender too? You have no plans to ever return to this country, isn't that right? Did you know that a bunch of your subordinates are seeking asylum because of you? As if I care. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, boot this guy out of the embassy and we can finally end everything. I know, and I will give it my all to see that he leaves in handcuffs. Without the title of ambassador, he is just another witness. Yes, just another witness. Alright, what are we waiting for? Let's get this guy! And get him good! I wonder if they understand that all I can do is present evidence to the testimony. I killed Mr. Koken in this theater using a knife that was stuck in my bouquet. I left that bouquet in the theater. Anyone could have taken a knife from there. Besides, Mr. Koken's body was discovered in Babel, right? There's no way for me to have transported his body from the theater to Babel. Wrong!
Objection!
Actually, I do believe there was a way to transport the body out of the theater. Perhaps you should give this a look. What is that supposed to be? It's footage from a security camera that captured the state of the immigration area. Should I congratulate you on getting your hands on it? Just letting you know that we're not the only ones watching your every movement. Thank you for the warning. Now, if you can take a good look at this section here. This lump here inside this pushcart. Do you know what's causing it? Should I? Because I don't. In that case, allow me to enlighten you. This is the cause of the unnatural lump under the cloth in the pushcart.
Take that!
What is the meaning of showing me that? It's to say that the unnatural bulge in the pushcart is Mr. Koken's body. You have the Steel Samurai wheel his body away from the real crime scene. What a guess! But I wonder if you have any evidence to support it. I admit that for now it is but a hypothesis. However, if you can't prove it, then I'm afraid I must be on my way. I don't have any more time to play with you people. Gumshoe! Sorry it took so long, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Gummy? Detective Gumshoe. Is that the Steel Samurai's pushcart? Yes, sir! I found it in the open-air stage here. But that's where you went. The detective spirit that Pops left me with. I thought I'd follow my gut and go with it, sir. So, Mr. Edgeworth, is this worth anything to the case? Yes, this might play a major role in solving this case, detective. Something isn't right. I thought that the entire samurai family was an Alabast. Where exactly in the open-air stage area did you find this pushcart? I found it just lying there at the edge of the stage, sir. Oh, let's leave that for now and examine the inside, detective. Yes, sir! Woo-hoo! Bloodstain! It's blood! This must be Mr. Koken's blood. It goes to prove that Mr. Koken's body was indeed transported by this pushcart. I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Koken at this theater, and then placed his body inside the pushcart. And then, you forced the Steel Samurai to unwittingly move the body for you. I forced him to move the body into Alabast? What nonsense! Why would I bother to do such a thing? You were scheduled to make a speech in Alabast, meaning it was difficult for you to make it stop and babble. However, what if you moved the body to Alabast? Because it was your embassy, you could keep an eye on it and tamper with the evidence. And then you smuggled it out of Alabast. No! If I can show how you moved the body from Alabast to Babel, then I win. But you can't! The security between the two countries is incredibly tight! I'll be the one to judge whether I can or cannot prove it. And so I ask you to provide us with testimony regarding your movements after your return to Alabast. Miles Edgeworth, have you figured it out? Do you know how the body was moved? To be honest, I have nothing to support my hypothesis at this time. However, I don't believe I've made a mistake in my logic up to this point. Which means, there's no question that can't be answered, right? The Primaduck statue was smuggled successfully through a brief flight through the air. So why shouldn't there be an answer as to how the body was moved? Which means that there must be a logic flaw somewhere I can exploit. Movements in Alabast. After I returned to Alabast, I had my picture taken with the Steel Samurai shaking hands. Then, just as I was about to start my speech, the Yatagarasu appeared. I feared for the national treasure, so I raced back to my office. Is that all? Yes.
Objection!
It looks like you left out a few things, such as the murder of the Master Second. Furthermore, you left out the part about meeting with me in your office. Ah, those trifling matters. I don't believe I need to speak on of those things again. I do so hate to waste time. What? You! Is not every life precious? You really need me to answer that for you? People like you cannot be allowed to wander freely through society. And you'd better try hard, because I doubt you'll find a single contradiction. He's really full of himself, isn't he? Yes, he is. How can he be so confident at a time like this? Come, don't be shy. Go ahead and ask whatever you'd like. After I returned to Alabast, I had my picture taken with the Steel Samurai shaking hands.
Hold it!
So why was it only with the Steel Samurai? I thought the Pink Princess was also around. The Pink Princess was suffering from a bad hip at the time, and the doctors recommended that she rest. Wow, so you do have a soft side after all. The pain of a bad hip. I suppose none of you can really understand how it feels. Oh, so you tend to strain your back as well, huh? But isn't that just because you're normally all hunched over? You need to keep up the act no matter what, I suppose. The point of this is not to discuss my back problems. For about 15 minutes after our handshake, I was in my office preparing for the speech. Then, just as I was about to start my speech, the Yatagarasu appeared.
Hold it!
That Yatagarasu was just a trick that you had set up. A most amusing joke. And how do you propose that I set it up? If you really want to know, I can explain it in detail for you. You arranged the spotlights in the Rose Garden so that when you were to take the stage, the audience would see the Yatagarasu's shadow. Oh, that is an interesting tale. Sadly, it has nothing to do with you. Q, what's it going to take for you to fess up to anything? Very well then, let's move on to a different question. After the Yatagarasu appeared, what was the state of the Rose Garden? Everyone took refuge inside the embassy. I even helped with the effort. And then, once everyone was inside, well, I feared for the national treasure, so I raced back to my office. Hold it! And what happened after you returned to your office? I don't want to keep on repeating this, however. On my return, I had that stroke of bad luck and bumped into Master.
Objection!
And I don't want to keep on repeating this either. But his name was Damask II! Who cares what he was called? By the time he got to the Primadux statue that he was supposed to steal, it had already been swapped for the fake. Talk about an unlucky man. Being bludgeoned to death for the fake statue! Miss Von Karma is really letting her whip fly now. I think the scary part is her silence while she's doing it. She must be at the limit of her patience as well. The physical attacks are meaningless here. Only evidence will suffice. I can't find a single flaw in his argument. At this rate, I won't be able to prove that he is actually guilty of anything. Are we finished here? Miles Edgeworth, can you not come up with how the body was moved to Babel? Sir! Mr. Edgeworth! Even after proving so much, is he going to get away with it? Is this the end? It appears that we made it just in time. It would be a great honor if you would allow us to be your allies in battle. Evil Magistrate, it is time for you to pay. It's the Steel Samurai? No, you are mistaken, for I am Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of Neo Old Tokyo. And this is Pink Princess Mommy. Hey, Poo! Ah! The two people that I want to see the least. Larry! What are you two doing here? Way to show your gratitude, Angie. We just wanted to help. Yeesh. I want to get the bad guy with a single thrust of my samurai spear. Go away! How can you be so mean to us, Edgy Poo? All three of us came to lend a hand, and this is how you treat us? Well, isn't this grand? And I see they managed to find the Iron Infant. But does that really matter right now? Hey, is it just me, or is the Iron Infant completely soaked? Oh, yeah. I found him in Babel when he was in the middle of the pool. Wait a second! Larry, go back to what you just said. Huh? Oh, it appears that we've made it. Not that far back! Something about finding the Iron Infant in Babel? We found it in a pool? I don't recall there being one in Babel. Oh, that! Well, I was in Alabasta the whole time. So I have no idea how the Iron Infant wound up in Babel. I thought I had lost him in the Rose Garden. I guess maybe this cute kid can swim, huh? Wait, what? Larry, you lost the Iron Infant in the Rose Garden? Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure. But I found him in it. That's enough, Larry. The Iron Infant that Larry lost managed to move between the two countries. Furthermore, the Iron Infant was found soaked in the middle of a pool? This is what I've been looking for. It's another smuggling route between the countries. The key to the route the Iron Infant took to travel from Alabasta to Babel is... it's bilateral symmetry, yeah? Ah, that's right. This embassy was built with bilateral symmetry in mind. Detective Gumshoe! Yes, sir! There's a location I wish for you to examine post-haste. It's where I believe the route used to smuggle Mr. Koken's body lies. Does something like that really exist, sir? An embassy built on bilateral symmetry. meaning that this is where we need to examine. Right here, because the pool's here, which means there's another pool right here, right? Yes, sir! I'll be back before you know it! It's too late. It doesn't matter what you do. It's all a waste of time. You will stay here with us and wait. This is Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth! It's here, sir! There's a reservoir here, just like in the Rose Garden. Just as I suspected. What is it? The two sides of this embassy are mirror images of each other, which means that there is also a pool at the corresponding location on the Babylese side. Mr. Koken's body was moved into Babel through the pool in Alabama. Avoiding the topic with a vague answer like that is unbecoming of a prosecutor. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof if you have any. The Iron Infant is positively soaked in water. Why do you think that is? It's because he was fished out of a pool, not just any pool. It was the Babylese one. I think it's pretty obvious at this point what must be true. The water reservoirs in the two courtyards are connected! And where's your proof that the two sides are connected? The proof is right there before your eyes. The half-drowned Iron Infant! What? This blasted doll?! Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back! Hey, don't tell me. You guys figured out everything out without me. You did, thanks to this hero of justice's son. Even if he is just a doll, he managed to help foil the big villain. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, look, I don't want to say this, but it's kind of unlikely that the body just happened to pass on through the battle. This guy's a doll, and he's small, so I can believe it, made it, but he has a point. Yes, that's right. I'm glad someone here understands. Mr. Edgeworth, are you going to next propose that a dead body can swim through a pipe? You see, Mr. Prosecutor, our chase after this man is far from over. Agent Lang, why is he helping Mr. Alba out now? He's not. He realized the flaw in my argument and is helping to move the logic along. In which case, I should return the favor and find an answer. And another thing, Mr. Koken's body was found in his office in Babel. So what happened to his body after it was transported to the open-air stage? Mr. Alba had an accomplice in Babel, remember? You mean Sheena, right? With her there, you can see how it was possible to move the body into the office. Are you seriously claiming that she swam through the connecting pipe with the body? He's right! The Sheena would drown if she did that. It's hard to imagine that she swam through the connecting pipe. It looks like your hypothesis about how the body was moved is still only half-baked. In the end, it's all just the befuddled musings of an accusatory man. Now then, I believe you should give up and allow the passage, because from the start there was no feasible method of transporting the body. What? Mr. Prosecutor, recall Sheena's movements. What was happening in the embassy around the time Miss Sheena was in Babel? Ooh, if only there was a way to get rid of the water in the pool. Get rid of the water? Aha! That's it! Now, I believe this time we really are talking, right? There was a fire! Unfortunately for you, it's far from over, Mr. Alba. You are a most persistent man. Are you saying that you thought of a way to move the body through the water? Move the body through the water? That is completely unrelated to how it was done. Excuse me? The reason I say that is because there wasn't any water there at the time. What do you mean there wasn't any water? That's what it sounds like. Tonight's events made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to be moved. There was a fire in Babel. Tonight, the Yatakarasu set fire to a variety of locations in the Babylese embassy. In order to put the fires out, much of the reservoir's water was used. Of course, when the water was used, the reservoir's water level was down. If enough water was drained, the connecting pipe could be used to traverse the border. So So what? The water level went down, the reservoirs were connected. Does any of this matter? You can't prove any of this. Pretending to be ignorant won't work with me. We both know what kind of situation we're in right now. Even in a game, there comes a critical, game-changing moment. A moment in which you hit a wall that you must overcome in order to beat the game. I haven't lost yet. I found the route you used to smuggle the body, and that route will lead to your defeat. Even if all the water was used by the firefighting effort, you still can't really call that a smuggling route. I know that. I should have figured that you would notice. Hey, Mr. Alba, how deep are those pools anyway? Well, have you know those pools are extremely deep, and there are no ladders or footholds along the walls either. It would be difficult for Sheena to hold the body and climb out of the pool. Ladders or footholds along the walls? There was no need for such things. What do you mean? If one were to use a certain something, they could go up or down in the pool at will. Oh, it looks like you've got an answer already. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Prosecutor? Enlighten us already! The way in which Miss Sheena and the body were able to rise up to the ground level. If there was a way to control the water level, that could be the way the body was moved. This was used so that the body and Miss Sheena could move up and down in the pool. Fountain spouts, yeah? Yeah, fountain spouts. Mr. Alba used the fountain spouts, in a manner of speaking. Woohoo! Itchy! 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 Ooh, itchy arm. Stop it! Stop it! They used the fountain spouts? How so? The water level in the pools could be controlled by opening and closing the spouts. The Sheena and the body were lifted upward by their buoyancy in the water. The fire on the Babalese side in the firefighting effort. These were set in motion, all for the sake of smuggling Mr. Koka's body! Shall I show you where the final destination of my train of logic leads? First, Mr. Alba closed the fountain spouts in advance, in preparation of things to come. Then, he took the pushcart that was brought to the Rose Garden, and pushed it, along with the Iron Infant and Mr. Koka's body, into the pool. At this time, Miss Sheena was busy conveniently starting the first fire in Babel. She then made for the open-air stage's pool to wait for the firefighting effort to begin. When the firefighters used the water in that pool, the water level went down. And by the time the fire was put out, the pipe between the two pools were exposed. This is when she pushed the pushcart from Alabasta to Babel. Once that was accomplished, Miss Alba simply opened the fountain spouts once more. And the water level rose up to its original level, along with Miss Sheena and the body. After that, Miss Sheena used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office. There's an elevator in the embassy, after all. So you see, even with her small frame, she could have easily transported Mr. Koka's body. And that wraps up my thorough explanation of how the body was moved. No! Well, ex-Ambassador Alba, what do you think? Not so untouchable without your precious extraterritorial rights to protect you, aren't you? I knew you could do it, Mr. Edgeworth! Way to fight back! You accuse me of moving the body across country lines! But when you get down to the nitty-gritty, you don't have what it takes to indict me! Nitty-gritty? What does the old man want now? Proof. I believe is what he seeks. Yes, proof. Without any, who's to say whether or not any of what you said really happened? He wants proof? What are we going to do, Mr. Edgeworth? There's no need to worry. I've had all the proof we need all along. The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pool's connecting pipe tonight. Just as Detective Gumshoe found the pushcar in the open-air stage area, so too did I find one other item there. And that piece of evidence is what will prove that the pools were the smuggling route. The guitar pick! This was another thing that was smuggled over to Babel's open-air stage area. Wait, the guitar pick! It's not a guitar pick! It's the piece of the flower! And what exactly is this? You have no idea, do you? This little piece that I found on the Babylese side will be your undoing. A guitar pick? Would you care to explain how that is going to do me in, as it were? Much to your chagrin, perhaps, but this is not a guitar pick. What? This is something I found at the open-air stage, which was transported with the body. I naturally assumed that you would recognize it, since you took a photo with it, after all. But since you don't, allow me to show you what this fragment from the stage area belongs to.
Take that!
This is what the fragment belongs to. Don't you dare chicken out on me after we've come all this way. Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you show the correct piece of evidence now. Yes, sir, do the old presenting thing proud and do it right. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, I understand. It would appear that this evidence was enough to convince any of them. Damn. I thought that would have worked. What's wrong? You seem to have alienated all your friends. Not quite. They're merely watching out for me, pointing out to me which piece of evidence I should be presenting. I naturally assume that you would recognize it, since you took a photo with it after all. But since you don't, allow me to show you what this fragment from the stage area belongs to. Right, that knife. Let us take a good look at the murder weapon that was used to kill Manny Koken. On the handle of this knife, there is a beautifully blooming flower. However, it will appear that it's missing a single petal. Now, let's see what happens when we try to fit this pick in that open slot. It's a perfect fit. I assume that the petal must have fallen off of the flower during Mr. Koken's murder, and then it was accidentally placed into the pushcart along with Mr. Koken's body. That's an interesting story. Oh, I assure you, it's more than just a story. Because for some odd reason, this flower petal was wet when I found it. It was wet, you say? Yes, and the only place it could have gotten wet from is the open-air stage's pool. Now I ask you, how did the part of the weapon which was smuggled into the theater wind up in the open-air stage area on the Babylese side of the embassy? I don't think I need to waste any words explaining this, as this petal explains it all for me. It proves that someone went from the Rose Garden's pool on through into Babel! Impossible! The people of Shangfa have been waiting to see you face to face, Mr. Alba. I'll tell everyone back home we'll be there soon. You should be happy. Why? Why? It's a little late to be asking that question. You should have known from the very beginning. When you took your first life! No matter how you may plot, or how you may try to cover it all up, you can never hide from your crime and what you've done. Because we're here to see to it that justice is served to people like you. You can't call what you've given a perfect argument! You know, I don't think this guy is going to ever admit to his wrongdoings, Mr. Edgeworth, because he values himself above all else. People who can't be negotiated with, or people who refuse to admit when they've lost. I don't believe those kinds of people really exist, because everyone breaks eventually. You're right. In that case, I have no choice but to use all of the evidence I have. I'll use it all until he breaks under the weight of his crimes. Miss Alba, I request that you testify once more. This really will be the end of the line. Really? I thought that would have been it. Nah, I'm definitely finishing this today, so that way I can go ahead and start the second game. So let's just go ahead on to the next part. March 15th, 3:33 a.m. Theatrum Naturalis Lobby. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. As if there is anything else for me to testify about. I still have yet to fully prove that it was Mr. Alba who murdered Mr. Koken. Well, I would like to hear about your movements before the murder occurred. I wonder if you could tell us about what you did here at the Theatrum Naturalis. Very well. I suppose I could tell you about that. Because about all I did was watch the Steel Samurai stage show. Elaborating on even that alone is good enough for me. Man, it's dying again. The only way for me to place this man under arrest is to pinpoint the exact location of where the murder took place, For that is the key to this investigation. The Steel Samurai show. I watched from the last row. The stage was well lit, but it was dark out in the audience. I swear it was there in the audience, but it's hard to prove that, I suppose. I do remember the contents of the show very well, though. Is that proof enough for you? Those moving scenes were sealed into this old man's heart. I'll never forget them. So you were in the theater proper, watching the Steel Samurai stage show, were you? Of course I was. I have a great fondness for the Steel Samurai. Yeah, I was pretty cool up there, wasn't I? You're not the one who was cool. It's the Steel Samurai who was cool. Man, the Steel Samurai special finishing move today was really something, huh? Hmm? Hey, Edgy! Who is she? Who's this super cute girl? She's been standing here this whole time and only now he notices her? Her name is Kay Faraday. She's helping me in my investigation. Sorry I didn't get to introduce myself early, but better late than never. Yes, okay, I'm Larry, but... Silence in the peanut gallery! There's no time for such trivialities at a time like this. Mr. Prosecutor, this is the final battle. You got that? I know. This is the end. For that man there. Now that's the kind of thing I like to hear. I think I'll give trusting you a try, Mr. Prosecutor. Or rather, Mr. Edgeworth. I leave this critical battle up to you. Mr. Edgeworth. Have no fear. I will finish the job. This really is the endgame. The time has come to expose every last one of Mr. Alba's lies. I watched from the last row. The stage was well lit, but it was dark out in the audience. I swear it was there in the audience, but it's hard to prove that, I suppose. I do remember the contents of the show very well, though. Is that proof enough for you? Alright then, what did you see? Well, I remember the contents of the show as well myself. That's nice. That's nice! Miles Edgeworth, don't allow yourself to be riled up by him at this important juncture. I wasn't planning to let him. Well, if you ask me, I think I'm the biggest Steel Samurai expert around here. And didn't you think the climactic scene of today's show was just totally awesome? Yes, I remember that well. And that spectacular special move. The way you delivered the final blow against the evil magistrate. Early summer rain job. Oh, that scene will live on in my heart forever. Is that how it went? I totally forgot about that. How could you forget your own special move? What's the special attack that the Steel Samurai uses when he's using the Samurai Spear? Today was the first time they showed it off, was it not? If I hadn't watched the show, then how could I answer you with the name of the move? I suppose you are correct, but if you could, please elaborate on this point for me. One of the scenes was this net full form scene early summer rain jab move. But he couldn't do it. He messed up.
Objection!
The special move today was the early summer rain jab. Is that your final answer? You little irritating gnat. Do you think you could trip me up by asking the same question over and over? That was not my intention. Your testimony is more than sufficient. However, I believe it would be wise for you to take a look at this. A samurai spear? What about it? This spear actually never made it on stage today. Excuse me? Unfortunately for you, tonight's Steel Samurai happened to be a goof of a young man with an abundance of useless hot-bloodedness. Having said that, said useless man bent the spear during its rehearsal this evening. Kay, do you remember what the Steel Samurai special move was tonight? It was the Steel Samurai Sushi Slash! Huh! Correct, because he couldn't use the spear, a last-minute change was made. Had you really been watching the show, you would have known the move that was used. Kirkus Alba! You didn't watch even a single minute of the Steel Samurai stage show tonight, did you? So if he wasn't watching the show tonight, then it opens up the possibility that he was busy killing Mr. Koken instead! So where were you during the show? I demand an answer, now! I want some gum. Gum, 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 gum. Just what is so funny? You're so sloppy, and so are your conclusions. I still insist that I watch the show. Or most of it, in any case. What do you mean by most of it? Ah, you see, during the show I left my seat for a spell to visit the bathroom. I assume that's when that dramatic scene was played out on stage. That is the lousiest, lamest excuse I've ever heard in my life, pal! Yeah, just because he got the name of the move wrong. You can't really use that as proof that he didn't watch the show at all. As a fan of the Steel Samurai, I'd wanted to watch the entire show.
Objection!
As a Steel Samurai fan, for someone who wasn't even in his seat for the climax of the show, you have no right to call yourself a Steel Samurai fan ever. Who was that just now? Who'll be eyed, young lady? Larry, what are you doing interrupting me like that? Hedgie, please hold for a second, I beg. I may never accept this old man as a Steel Samurai fan, but I totally think he's a Steel Samaniac. What exactly is a Steel Samaniac, pal? I believe you meant to say Steel Samurai Maniac. Yeah, and trust me, I know a real fan when I see one, because I'm the Steel Samurai. Larry, you're not helping! I will never acknowledge you as the true Steel Samurai! What are you getting so worked up over, Mr. Edgeworth? Here's the real Samurai. Steel Samurai recognizes me as a fan. As well as he should, for I am a fan. It's not as though I missed the entire show. It's the most amazing show filled with the spirit of the young and the young at heart. Larry, don't be helping him! The sarcasm dripping from his long wooden nose couldn't run any thicker. Getting the name of the move wrong only proves that he didn't watch the last scene. What I really need here is something more definitive. Something that links Mr. Alba directly to the murder of Mr. Manny Koken. You know what, Gramps? You're really something else. I'm honored to receive such praise from the Steel Samurai, but what is it for? Well, I was just wondering how you found out about the early summer rain jab. That move is a bit of a secret that only a small portion of the staff know about. Wait, it was a secret? Larry, wait, what did you just say? Huh? Did I say something stupid again? Did you say that the early summer rain jab was actually a secret? Well, maybe I shouldn't have said secret. It's more like we only decided on the name of the move right before the start of the show. Right before? Yeah, the stage director was going nuts because we were supposed to debut the move. About 5 minutes before the show, we threw it up on the dressing room's whiteboard. Early summer rain jab. That's kind of how we decided the name of the move. By that time, I'd already bent the spear, so I guess the whole thing was kind of pointless. All of you Steel Samurai actors are the same. The director has my complete sympathy. Long story short, because we changed the move to the sushi slash, we kind of pretended that the early summer rain jab didn't exist at all. I mean, it'd be bad if someone found out we changed the moves and we made it a secret. So basically, a gag order was issued for publicity's sake. It almost makes the early summer rain jab sound like a lost art. Yeah, which is why I think most of the staff haven't even heard of it. Hold those lips of yours still! What the heck, old man? Nothing but listening. From what I can tell, it's all very unrelated to the case. It's also very tedious and a pointless exercise and a waste of time. Mr. Alba, I believe the one who should be quiet now is you. How dare you! I suspect that you've already noticed exactly what the very severe implications are in this man's testimony. Ha! So now you're trying to bully me, huh? There are no implications to be read into a behind-the-scenes story of a kid's show. Don't even think about trying to slither your way out of this, Kirkus Alba. You were the one who said it yourself, that the name of the move was Early Summer Rain Jab. That name was only decided upon right before the show was about to start. So, just what are you driving at? That the name of the move you told us was never used in the show or said aloud! Now then, would you care to tell us about how you found out the name of that move? Because I can only think of one way you could have known. Kirkus Alba, this is the only way you could have known the name of the special move. The only way he could have known about it is if he saw it. You knew the name because you saw it. You saw it on the dressing room's whiteboard. The staff members who knew were keeping it a secret. So you couldn't have simply gone up to a staff member and asked. Which means that the only other option left is that you saw it on the whiteboard. That means that Mr. Alba was in there at some point, right? What's the big deal, sir? I don't see what that means. There's another piece of evidence that has a great deal to do with the dressing room. So we can't afford to let this slide. This is related to both the dressing room and to Mr. Koken's murder. The pushcart, yeah? Because it was left in the dressing room in Alabasta. Well, it was left in the dressing room, yeah? The pushcart that was used to move the body was right there in the dressing room. During the show, the pushcart awaited its turn to be pushed on stage in the dressing room. And it was finally pushed there, along with the Iron Infant in the last scene of the show! And then, right after the show ended, it went into Alabasta along with the Steel Samurai. Which means that the only time the killer could have placed the body inside the pushcart was when the pushcart was in the dressing room backstage! So basically, the killer has to be someone who visited the dressing room during the show. Precisely. Ah! Oh, but wait! What if, and this is just a what if the murder took place right in the dressing room? What do you mean, Kay? I have to admit, she brings up a valid possibility. During the show, the dressing room was supposed to be devoid of people. Slipping undetected into a private dressing room then would be as simple as pie. The killer must have come up with the idea to move the body with the pushcart then too. Correct, thus making the theater's dressing room the ideal location for the murder of Manny Koken. Kirkus Alba! During the show, you went down to the dressing room. And I want to know why! Yes, I was there. I went into the dressing room. I knew it! I'm placing you under arrest right now, pal. You got that? Arrest! Not so fast. What is it now? Thought I deserved a chance to explain myself. Explain? What is there to explain? I believe I told you earlier that I went to the bathroom. When I got lost when I did. I wanted to ask for directions, but when I opened the dressing room door, no one was inside. And that's when I saw the name of the move on the whiteboard. You punk! Still trying to get out of this! Do you really think you can get away at this point? Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything you can do to stop him? I don't have enough evidence on hand to do anything. I have the airtight evidence I need to put this man away for good. If that's what I need, then perhaps. Agent Lang, I believe an investigation of the dressing room in question is in order. It's possible that we may find new evidence there. Yeah, Mr. Edward pokes around in there. I'm sure he'll find some new facts, pal. Ooh, and if we use Little Thief, we may even learn something from our recreation. You don't need to do any of that. What? Wolfie, how could you? I'm not saying this to be mean. It's just that we've already searched there. Our men really are something else. And they found nothing? There's only one thing I can say to you, sis. And it's that they found nothing. That's it. I guess you're right. If they had found something, they would have reported it to us. They couldn't find anything because there was nothing there to find. If there's no info to feed into Little Thief, then I can't do much to help either. Is this the end? The murder took place at this theater, which is not protected under extraterritorial rights. And the fact that it was Mr. Alba himself who committed the murder, if I can't prove both statements to be true, Mr. Alba walks away a free man. Is there no other course of action left to us? It would appear that your hand of cause has turned out to be a bust. If you will excuse me, there's a few people I missed my flight, and I must make haste to arrange for a new one. Who is it this time? Hold it right there, you whippersnappers! Ah! First Larry, and now you? What's with that scary monster-like scowl on your face, Edgy-Poo? Don't treat me like I'm some sort of nuisance. I didn't mean to say this, but all you keep talking about things I don't get at all. I'm leaving this lady in the sad, depressing, lonely dust that I'm about to cry in. Why did you have to speak up right at this instant? But you know what, Edgy-Poo? Cheer up. I'm about to give you the most wonderful thing. The most wonderful thing? From you? It's so super special that I couldn't give it away to just anyone, you know. My special present of love to my sweet Edgy-Poo. Are you ready? Is this. It's a box of those samurai dogs, right? Yes, oh, Edgy-Poo, here, go on and eat one and you'll feel as right as rain. Are we through here? Did everyone get so quiet all of a sudden? Edgy-Poo, Tell me you understand the depth of this lady's love for you. I don't want to hand out snacks willy-nilly, you know. No, sir. The thought occurred to me that maybe it would be good if I fed you and made sure you were nice and full. One day it's my dream to serve you. Oh, God! She's going off! Why are you always in such a pain? Mr. Edward, can't you do anything about her? There is no power on earth that can force that woman into silence. I'm so sick and tired of it. All you people do is look down on me. Even this box of samurai dogs play me for a fool. It had a special design on its fan, like the Japanese flag, so I thought it was special. When I ate one, it tasted just like all the rest. Ugh, it made me so mad. Wait, a special box with a Hinomaru-like fan on it? I've never heard of such a piece of merchandise existing before. It's got a blood stain on it! However, there it is. The red sun on this fan is filled in. Is it possible? Could it be? After the show, the samurai dogs were piled up on the dressing room floor. However, there is no such thing as a Hinomaru dog. This contradiction of facts between something that should not exist and yet does. The rays from this red sun may be just what we needed to point us in the right direction. At present, the studio bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them all into the pushcart just to move them. I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Koken at the theater and then placed his body inside the pushcart. The final logic. And then, you forced the steel samurai to unwittingly move the body for you. It's time to piece the final pieces of this logic puzzle together. No matter how fragile or small the connections may be, once we found them all, the way to the truth will be revealed! Logic time! Alright, so samurai dogs and the body in the pushcart. Obviously, this is connected because that means that in order for the samurai dog to be placed out on the floor, somebody had to have moved the samurai dogs out of the cart to put the body in the cart, right? The killer used the pushcart to transport the body, which means that they had to remove the samurai dogs from within first. Therefore, the samurai dogs that were piled up on the dressing room floor were most likely taken out of the pushcart by the killer. And then, if there was a red dot on one of them, that means the body must have went over the samurai dogs and dropped some blood on one of them. That which should not exist. This box of samurai dogs with a Hinomaru on it. If this red sun was filled in when the killer was busy removing samurai dogs from the pushcart, then it's proof that the murder took place in the dressing room. As long as this red substance turns out to be what I believe it to be, Wendy Oldbag. I thank you. What you have given to me is truly something very special. Edgy Poo! Mr. Edgeworth, are you sure you're feeling okay, sir? Mr. Alba, as I suspected, you killed Mr. Koken in the dressing room. How many times must I listen to you repeat yourself? Haven't you figured it out yet? Your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. The only way I'm going to continue to cooperate is with some definitive evidence. That arrogance, that self-confidence. You believe that you've erased every piece of evidence that could incriminate you. However, there remains one piece here, and it's what will put you away for good. Ha! You're bluffing! Oh, hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Sounds like you finally found the fangs we need to go after this guy's juggler. So tell us, what about that box of samurai dogs that's going to put the old man away? The trace evidence that will bring him down? Why, it's here, of course. This little dot. This box of samurai dogs with a Hinomaru fan on it. This should never have existed. So I want you all to take a good look at this red spot. It's a single drop of blood. Huh? What? Blood, you say? Agent Lang, I'd like this blood analyzed post-haste. I've got to admit, I'm a bit surprised. I can't believe we found blood in a place like this. Hey you, get this down to the lab pronto. But why was there blood on that box to begin with? If you think about the flaw of the crime, I think the reason will become obvious. Larry, you said that you transported the samurai dogs with a pushcart, correct? Oh, yeah, you have a great memory, Edgy. That pushcart was a bit too big for my son, you know what I mean? So to make sure everyone could see him, I had to pile some stuff in. I figured the samurai dogs were there, so I used them to fill up the cart. If what Larry says is true, then what were the boxes doing on the floor? Ah, I see. The killer took them out in order to place the body in the pushcart. Exactly. And that is when I believe the victim's blood found its way onto that box. But when my men investigated that room, not a single box of samurai dogs was in there. Those embassy staff members had already confiscated them. Yes, no doubt to hide the evidence of the murder. It's a good thing Mrs. Oldbag managed to steal that one box before they got to them, huh? Looks like Miss Oldbag also managed to put this great thief to shame. What a scandalous way of putting that! I didn't steal, I received it from myself! Kirkus Alba, I say this with one very fatal overtone.
Objection!
Sorry to rain on your little love fest, however. How? How can he be so self-confident in a no-win situation for him like this? Even if that blood turns out to belong to Mr. Koken, then what? Heh. So, Mr. Edgeworth, it sounds like he's not ready to call it quits yet, huh? The sole piece of evidence that was left at the scene of the crime. That alone has shed light on a new fact. At the very least, we now have proof that the murder occurred in the dressing room. And you say that like it means something. Huh? Excuse me, sirs! Report! What were the results of the analysis? Sir, the analysis came back and confirmed that the red substance is blood. I knew it, with this Kirkus Alba. Mr. Ezra, I wonder if you might humor my question. Your question? The one from before, or have you forgotten? Even if that is Mr. Koken's blood, what difference would it make? As we already told you, it proves that the crime scene was that dressing room. But it doesn't prove that I am your killer, does it? That's... He has a very good point. The blood in that box doesn't prove that Mr. Alba is the killer. But then, this evidence, it's meaningless. That can't be! We were so close, sir! It's probably not his blood to begin with. It's probably yours because you are injured. I want to smack that smug look off of his face. Come on, there's got to be something we can do. We finally found a solid piece of evidence. There must be something I can expose with it. Ah! I can't think of a single thing! Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be on my way. Who was that? It's too late! I won't allow anyone to stop me now! It wasn't me, pal. And it wasn't me this time, either. It wasn't me, either. It was me! Why did you? Because I haven't finished reporting everything to you yet, sir. There's more. What? Hurry up and spit it out! Yes, sir! That blood I mentioned. It's not of the same blood type as the victim's blood. What? So it is his blood! What? What do you mean it's not the same type? You mean it's not the victim's blood? If it isn't his, then who the hell is it? I don't know, sir. I know that it's not the same blood type as the victim, sir. What should we do now, Mr. Edgeworth? No idea what's what anymore. Neither do I. My, what an amusing turn of event. Maybe. That blood drop proves something to be true, all right. Namely, my words. And which one of your words would that be? The ones where I said that your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. Their blood has nothing to do with the murder investigation whatsoever. Need I remind you that the blood got onto that box long before it entered my embassy? What sort of nonsense? Yeah, it's blood, pal. There's no way it's not related to the murder. So they like to believe. But what if someone preparing the samurai dogs had a small nosebleed? What then? I guess that's possible. Damn it! Have we been wasting our time on a red herring? The blood doesn't belong to anyone connected to the case. That should be clue enough. Kirkus Alba, you bastard! Silence! Don't you ever address me with such a filthy word again. Wasted enough time here with you, and you have your answers. Now let me through. Alba, it doesn't matter where you run off to. You'll never escape me. Someday I'll have the satisfaction of sinking my fangs into you. You'll see. And all of Interpol will be behind me, working to see to it that that day comes. You know what your words sound like to me? They sound like the whinings of a pathetic loser of a mutt. Ah! Is this really the extent of all that we can do? Is the blood really from someone completely unrelated to the case? Or is there another possibility? Someone else other than the victim? Just when I thought I had him backed into a corner, it's I who has been backed into one. In a situation like this, what would that man do? What would he, who could turn any desperate situation around, do? Ha! Referencing Phoenix. Turn it around? That's it! I must turn my way of thinking around. It's not whose blood is this, it's whose blood could get onto the box like this. And if I could think about it that way, if the blood got onto the box when the body was being placed into the pushcart, then the owner of said blood must have been in the dressing room at the time. There's only one person that could be! Well, I must praise you for trying so hard. It's because of you kids that I was removed from center stage. And will be forced to live out the rest of my life in the shadows, unfortunately. But it's not a total loss, as the underworld will allow me more freedom than you'll ever know. Freedom like what the raven feels as if it flies through the dark night sky. You can't lay a finger on me, not now or ever. The arm of the law is powerless before me. Powerless, is it? I wouldn't be so sure about that if I were you. What do you mean? Allow me to describe you in one word. Pitiful. Pitiful. How so? Kirkus Alba, your wings were clipped long ago. And for someone who is trying to fly away on them without noticing that fact, pitiful is the perfect word to describe you. Ha! Mere words. What do you mean by his wings are clipped, Mr. Edgeworth? That's what you think it means, Kay. We had already caught him in our trap a while back. An incredibly powerful, definitive piece of evidence. Hey, Earth and Mr. Prosecutor, care to speak in English? What are you talking about? What piece of evidence? The piece I speak of is, of course, this drop of blood. But we know that it's not from the victim. I don't see how it remains relevant to the case at all. It's on karma. I believe that is exactly why it's very important to the case. And the part that is the most important is the fact that it's not the victim's blood. You're looking a little pale. Good, and I believe you are already aware of what I mean. Then, you know who the blood belongs to? Of course I do. This piece of evidence is the irrefutable proof that will stop the killer in his tracks. The blood that soiled this box of samurai dogs belongs to this person!
Take that!
It only belongs to Kirkus Alba! The blood of the red sun in this box belongs to you, Kirkus Alba! What? What? Why is his blood on the box of samurai dogs? He's not even a victim! The blood fell onto the box where Mr. Koken's body was being loaded into the pushcart. At that time, the only two people in the dressing room were the victim and his killer. So that's what you mean. If the blood doesn't belong to the victim, then there is only one other person it could belong to. Yes, and that person is the murderer himself. That's the only logical conclusion. But Mr. Koken was the one who was stabbed, sir. Why would Mr. Alba have been the one who was bleeding? What if during the murder Mr. Koken had fought back? You mean, if before Mr. Alba could kill him, Mr. Koken managed to wound Mr. Alba? Yes, and I believe we have a piece of evidence that proves that he was bleeding then. What is the piece of evidence that shows that Mr. Alba was probably bleeding at the time? If I'm correct, it's... Wait, no. Yeah!
Take that!
He has a wound! Mr. Alba, you bear on your body a great wound. That was from when the Master SEGA attacked me with a pair of scissors. Yeah, that happened way after he was in the dressing room. Ah, but is that what really happened? You can manufacture a weapon by smearing blood on it, so I can't just accept that as fact. Shall we try a test, Mr. Alba, and see if the shape of your wound matches the scissors? You really are something else, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't let a single thing slip you by, no matter how insignificant the possibility. You're one to talk, Mr. Alba. You managed to give the law the slip for 10 years as the smuggling ring's leader. No matter the danger, you can hide every last ounce of fear and anxiety from everyone. You truly are a one-of-a-kind criminal. I am the master of my fear. However, to think that a person such as you would miss such a large thing. You believe I've overlooked something? You said that my wound was caused by Mr. Koken, and that it was caused here in one of the theater's dressing rooms, right? Yes, that is correct. I'd like to point out that it's simply not possible. My wound is a stab wound, and one that could only have come from a blade. I wonder where you would propose that such a weapon came from. This theater was packed with security guards. It would have been impossible for anyone to come into this area with a weapon of any sort. Unless it wasn't a weapon. Just as Mr. Alba was able to bring in the alabaster knife in a bouquet, there must have been some other way to sneak in a weapon of some sort. But as long as you can't prove what that other way is, all your talk about Mr. Koken stabbing me is pure nonsense. So if that other way does exist, you better hurry and tell me now. With pleasure. Wait, what? This piece of evidence shows how Mr. Koken brought a weapon into this theater. Yeah!
Take that!
It's the key! Among law enforcement, this piece is known as the Yatakarasu's key. That key! That's the key that my father stole from here 7 years ago. And it is very unique in that it is both a key and a knife. Meaning that under the guise of a key, it could have been easily brought into the theater. No! You couldn't dispose of the knife that stabbed you. Therefore, you wiped off the blood and placed it back in Mr. Koken's pocket. After all, the key itself opens the safe in his office. Inside that safe, there was a document about Kadopian paper, signed by Mr. Koken. In order to make it look like Mr. Koken died as the leader of the smuggling ring, you had to make it so that the police were the ones who opened that office safe. All that hard work to save yourself only served to destroy you in the end. Shall we try matching this knife's blade with your wound, Mr. Kirkus Alba? And it's over. And that is what some may call the coup de grace. Impossible! You can't take me down! Swine! All of you! Especially Manny Koken! This is all because of that man's betrayal! He sought to steal control of the smuggling ring from me by removing me as ambassador! Which is why he deserved to die while bearing the guilt for all of my crimes for me. That's why I sent out the Yatakarasu's card, and how this incident was born. Manny was supposed to be the smuggling ring's leader who was killed by the Yatakarasu. But I had yet another reason, yet another story that was supposed to play out. Manny's death was supposed to bring everything to a close, and I would have gotten away with it too, if it wasn't for you meddling prosecutors. Did he really just do that? Mr. Alba, I'm afraid there is one more question I forgot to ask. This country, or Alabas, which country's court would you like to face first? Either way, it's game over for you. Edward! Ah! And it's done. March 17th, 11:21 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Whew! This is it! The big day! It's Mr. Alba's trial today! And next week, he's scheduled to stand trial in his own country of Alabas. Franziska is heading that one. I suspect she'll be serving a full course of whiplashes at it. Having to face Miss Von Karma in court right after facing you, sir. I don't even want to think of what that would be like. I caught a glimpse of Mr. Alba as he was being escorted into the courthouse. And boy, he looked about as glum as I do the day before I got my monthly paycheck. You know, I've been thinking, that flight attendant and me and Mr. Portsman were all Mr. Alba's secret agents. Correct. A smuggling ring was the common thread between all of the incidents. Camille was to provide support during smuggling ops using her job as an attendant, and Mr. Portsman was to manipulate trials related to the ring and to end in their favor. Go you airlines and even the prosecutor's office. No one was safe from the smuggling ring, huh, sir? I suspect there are even more members of this ring spread throughout the world. Yeah, it sounds like such a big op that I can't even begin to imagine what it's like. What is it? Nothing! It's just, come to think of it, Mr. Ernest Amano's trial is also scheduled for later today, sir. I'm aware of that. Mr. Amano has been working with the smuggling ring now for over 10 years. He used the Amano Group's various connections worldwide to assist the ring. But all that has come to an end as his conglomerate is now undergoing harsh scrutiny. I owe Mr. Amano a debt of gratitude, but he must pay his debt to society. Well, with the arrest of both Mr. Alba and Mr. Amano, I guess that about wraps up the KG8 incident as well, huh? I suppose so. The real killer in the KG8 incident 10 years ago was Manny Kogan. 7 years ago, the killer in the second KG8 incident was Macrel. Those two facts are the unshakable truth. However, it seems that a lot of effort was put into hiding these and other truths from us. I will expose it all at the trial today. You're solving cases left and right today, aren't you, sir? CCU is dead, man. Perhaps now, these two brave souls are trying to make truth that no one can rest in peace. Either way, I received some gifts from Ambassador Polano. Shrimp, crab, beef. I don't need any of this, so I'm giving them to you. What? Seriously, sir? Wait, actually, I don't think I want them anymore. The way you're holding them. Don't tell me they're just coupons, sir. That's a gumshoe. Have you not read the paper recently? Ever since the two countries became Codopia again, his economy has changed. Really? It seems that Ambassador Polano has reaped a few benefits of his own from it. He has been announced as the official ambassador of the newly reunified Codopia. But what a pity. Even though every item he sent to the treasure, you don't seem open interested. But if you don't want them, I could give them to my lovely assistant Kay. But wait, that's not what I said! So, Mr. Edgeworth, please let me have them, sir. Actually, come to think of it, where is Kay? How come she's still not here? Hey, you've got to be more alert than that. Can't believe you didn't notice. I was even mimicking Mr. Edgeworth's voice for a bit. I totally didn't notice or realize that voice was you. Wang Zi says, ferocious love blooms with each new spring. Agent Lang, I'm pleasant surprised to see you here. It's been a long time since I set foot in the courthouse, but I wasn't going to miss watching the guy who screwed up my country finally get what's coming to him. Well, that is something else I want to see you in action in court. Is that so, Agent Lang? We flushed out all of the counterfeit bills, so Zhang Fa is finally at peace again. It's all thanks to you, so I just want to say, thanks. Wow, I never thought I'd see the day old Wolfie says thanks to Mr. Edgeworth. I should be the one thanking you, Agent Lang. If you hadn't negated Mr. Alba's extraterritorial rights, I would not have been able to bring him to trial. I believe the victory belongs to the both of us in this case. A shared victory, huh? Look, don't get me wrong. I'll still never forgive you, prosecutors. I have zero interest in that truth thing you talk about in court. I've always done things my own way, and that's not about to change. You got that? I see. Well, I believe you should follow your own creed when you do your job. Yeah, if there's ever someone your precious truth can't catch, feel free to sit around and cry about it all you want. But as for me, I'm going to get that person no matter what. Alright. It's about time for the trial to start. I will see you later. I'll be watching your performance from the gallery. I'm looking forward to this. I prepared a whole ton of ticker tape for today's victory, sir. I'll have to throw some around when Mr. Edgeworth wins. Hope you've got enough, because I'm going to go call my men up as well. A modest amount of ticker tape goes a long way! The scene shifts to the courtroom, and the final act of this long tale begins. The legend of the great thief Yatagarasu is the story of those who chose to dedicate their lives to the pursuit of the truth. prosecutors are those who seek a guilty verdict for the defendants they meet, and to that end you have no choice but to win by any means necessary. That creed was forced on me since I was very young. However, I no longer think that it is all we prosecutors... Oh, and that is because... Even though I've only been away from the courtroom for a short time, I feel as though it's been a lifetime since I've set foot in one. If today more than any other day, I feel the fight within me rise. And that's it! Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth is complete, so we will be beginning our Let's Play on Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth 2 in the upcoming days. So, thank you all for watching. I'll let the credits roll, and we'll just relax. March 17th, 4:33 p.m. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Whew! I feel so much better now that the trial's over. And as always, your legal prowess was top-notch, sir. Yeah, nothing beat the look on Mr. Alba's face when you revealed the ring's secrets. I was amazed. You're like a totally different person when you step into a courtroom. Mr. Edgeworth is always 10 times fiercer in court. Based on the information Mr. Alba offered up, we've begun large-scale operations to clean up the rest of the ring, which I'm happy to leave to Francisco in his way. So what are your plans now, Kay? Oh, well, we've taken care of the creep who killed my father, so I'm not sure. Hey, I know. Maybe I'll just keep on being Mr. Edgeworth's assistant.
Are you still trying to steal my job, pal?
Just kidding, just kidding. Can't steal something so important to you, dummy. Whew, what a relief. Kay? Yes? Even after all that's happened, are you still planning to become a great thief? Of course! But I don't want to tarnish the legend of the noble Yatagarasu. So I'm going to hold off on doing anything until I make a tight three-person team of my own. A three-person team? A three-person team of young beauties the same age as me, if possible. With those criteria, I highly doubt you'll find the two other people you need. My father chose to fight for the truth. I think that's what was so noble about him. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, the only things I will ever steal are the truths that have been hidden away. I'm going to work extra hard to make a world where the Yatagarasu isn't needed. Let's both strive for such a future. Well, I guess it's time for me to get going. I see. Kay, keep your chin up and stay strong, okay? And don't be a stranger. Don't worry, I'll be back. I'll be sure to break the lock on the window and sneak in. If you could, I'd appreciate it if you came in through the building's front door. It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. The lock on my window at home has been broken for forever. Oh, one last thing before I go. Let's take a group picture, just the three of us. Yeah, commemorate photo. Every big case has to end with one. No. Hey, why not? Don't tell me you're camera shy, Mr. Edgeworth.
Of course not, Detective.
Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm taking the picture now. Hey, come back here!
Mr. Edgeworth, you can't run away from this, sir. Hey! That's a gumshoe! Stop that! I can't be seen doing that!
Okay, I'm totally taking it now. Say cheese! And thus, the long tale of the KGA incident came to a close. It saw the demise of a smuggling ring and the birth of a little great thief. But there is little time to rest and relax, for I am eager to tackle the investigation into a new case. The reason for my eagerness is I want to pursue the truth, and I want to believe in the strength of those who use the power of the law for good. As someone who has chosen to live my life as a prosecutor, that is my new creed. Alright, and that brings Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth to a close. So, thank y'all for watching, and as always, your host, TheAmariaShadow, saying Alonzi, and I'll see you for the next adventure. Goodbye, everyone!